Hey guys, it's Loretta and Jason here.
And Rex.
And Rex.
Thor's outside. We're Loretta and Jason. This is our channel, Off Grid Living with Loretta and Jason. Oddly enough, we've been doing this off grid life for about 4.5 years now, kind of. We are coming up on our first year anniversary being here full time. This is actually going to be our very first full winter off grid. So we've got some challenges ahead. Even though we used to come up every single weekend, things have changed and we have to find new and easier ways of doing things. Anyway, what we thought we'd do today is put a little list together of things that we think people might take for granted being on grid, going to off grid. I just thought maybe might help somebody new to this or thinking of doing this. These are just some things that maybe you haven't thought of, or even if you have thought of, maybe you don't have a solution for, or maybe we might have a better solution. I don't know. And hey, you know what? If you have better solutions for anything we talk about today, absolutely tell us in the comments. Like we're always welcoming people to give us some good tips. So anyway, yeah, take some notes or save this video, come back later. I've got some examples to go along the way as we talk about them. Number one. So this is probably the most uncomfortable of subjects we're going to talk about today. So why don't we just dive right into it? Where does our poop go? What do we do with our poop? So, have you ever thought about where your poop should go? Jason has found a way to do that. When you're on grid, you don't have to worry about it usually. He's found a spot way out in the bush that he deposits it. Who knows? Maybe someday we will use it as compost. Times aren't that tough, so
we can use it as compost. We have it set up.
Yeah, it's
sitting on its own. It's got leaves on it.
Here's a little clip on that. Being on the Canadian Shield, we do have to worry about where poop goes, because here we can only dig about 3 to 4 feet. So, as you can imagine, our outhouse fills up very quickly. Again, just one of the many things we take for granted when we're on grid. Now that we're off grid, these are just extra things we got to think about. I won't show you the gross details, but this is Jason working on that today. Okay, you have fun with that. That was a no comment look. All right, I'm going to go back to the easy jobs. So yeah, like I said, when you're on grid, these are just things that you might take for granted. You probably don't ever think about what you do with your poop or where it goes or how to dispose of it. So again, something you probably take for granted that maybe you shouldn't, right? He knows. Number 2, things you might take for granted when you're on grid: water and electricity. Now I group these two together because they sort of coincide in a lot of this, situations and examples I'm going to give to you right now. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. Well, guys, this kind of rain is great for our water totes, not so great for our solar. We rely on rain and snow for our water needs, for washing. You don't even think about these things. Yep. Like doing dishes, for you probably being on grid, you don't even think about it. You just fill your water up and do your dishes. For us, we have to conserve because we only have so much water. We also rely on sunshine for our electricity needs. So kind of contradiction, double-edged sword, whatever you want to call it. And, in a perfect world, it would rain every single night, fill up our totes, and then every single morning the sunshine would come out and charge up our batteries. But, we're not in a perfect world. Again, things you might take for granted when you're on grid. A couple other things with the electricity is, okay, so we do a load of laundry, doesn't maybe use a lot of electricity. A dryer would use way too much, so we don't even have one. No. We hang our clothes out to dry, and it's great. And usually all summer long, because of this drought, which I'm going to get to again, which is also havoc in our lives, because of that, we haven't had to worry about it. Well, yesterday we did a load of laundry. It wasn't supposed to rain till 3, started raining at 1 o'clock. So, of course, had to take everything off the line and bring it in the house. And I'll show you what happened next.
It's been raining, and Loretta did a load of laundry, and now she's trying to dry them off. She's got a contraption in here, the crisscross contraption. Get the fireplace going, get some heat on in here, and get the pants and stuff.
Yeah, this is something. We had to do what we had to do.
So another thing is, a solution we could have is get a gas dryer.
Okay,
Uses a lot less hydro than obviously than electric dryer, and we can run it on propane. And I'm not sure how much power they use, but not nearly as much.
Yeah, but they use a lot of propane, do they not?
It's give and take.
Yeah, you know, doing a little bit of laundry here and there, hanging it up is a solution for now. Okay, so this next part, we're going back to the water problem.
Water is a big issue.
Because of the drought that we just talked about, you may or may not have seen this video. If you've been here a while, you probably did. Yeah.
And when we don't have any rain, it's even bigger issue. In this tank, this is what goes to the house and does our laundry. It's down below this rung here.
We had to go to the boat access at the lake. We have water transfer happening to fill up our IBC totes. We had to do this twice.
This is 3,000 pounds.
So Jason loads it onto the trailer, takes it down with the tractor, and fills it up. And it could take, if it's going well and we don't have any problems,
Bit of technical difficulties.
might take an hour and a half. I don't know. Could take up to 3.
Maybe it's gonna rain on Tuesday.
If you didn't see the video, by all means, go check that out. I can put a little card in here.
Nice. Oh no, he's on a rock.
What else? There's a couple other things I wanted to mention here.
Well, currently on my way to check the status of our batteries because really rainy, cloudy day, not getting any sunshine. So we did charge up last night with the generator, but now we gotta check and see how we're looking for the rest of the day. So I'm gonna flip you around here. You're gonna see it's an awesome solar system we have, but obviously on days like that, 140 watts incoming is not gonna cut it. We have this Chargeverter. The batteries are at 69% right now. They were at 100% last night. 4, 2, and 2. Not too bad. We might go another day. And then Jason's really going to want to recharge those up. So he'll start the generator up again and get them fully charged back up. But yeah, it's just what we got to deal with sometimes when the weather's bad, or, you know, in the wintertime or this time of year when the sun starts to go below the tree line a little bit more. We're only getting 3 to 4 hours, even on good days, of sunshine. So just something we got to deal with. Again, not the end of the world, just something to think about. Don't take anything for granted. So as you can see, Jason has a lot of electric tools that have batteries that need to be charged. And there's more over here and over here. So yeah.
Okay, so the third thing, how do we heat our home? Wood.
1 wood pile, 2 wood piles, 3 wood piles, huge 4th wood pile, and a bunch over here that we just haven't got to. And not to mention out back, a number of other wood piles.
You know, you might take that for granted because where we used to live, we could have a furnace. Sure, we did heat with wood, but it wasn't our only source. So it's not like we would freeze to death if we didn't have any wood. We have pine, we have spruce, we have fir, we have poplar. Poplar's good for burning, but only if you dry it out for a good amount of time. Very large poplars around the property that are nearing end of life. So, you know, it's just cut them down. And again, he uses it for milling as well for all the bunkies we have. Which brings us to, how many bunkies do we have?
So we've got Aaron's A-frame, Justin's A-frame.
7.
Do we have 7?
No.
The other cabin we're building. And over here is the other guest house, which is the very first bunkie we built. There are other buildings out back as well.
6.
Sorry, 6. We got 6.
Okay, so we have 6 bunkies.
How beautiful the poplar still looks a year and a half later.
We have to figure out a way to heat those well. We're not going to put wood stoves in all of them. One of them does have a wood stove, but these are fairly small bunkies. So we're thinking either propane heaters, diesel heaters. Opinions? Anybody? That's where our friends and family stay when they come to visit. And mostly, you know, in spring, summer, fall, it's fine. In winter, we want to make sure they're comfortable. We have electric blankets and heaters, but again, they take a lot of energy. So just trying to come up with better ways of doing that. And I think diesel heaters, we do have 2. We're supposed to try to start putting them together soon. So we're going to be talking, definitely it's coming up in a video soon, but we'll see about that. All right, number 4 of things that you might take for granted when you're on grid. So it might not seem like just an off-grid issue, but typically when you go off-grid, you are definitely moving farther away from big cities or towns. We live about 20 kilometers from a little town, which is great. The little grocery store in town, very expensive. Gas station is very expensive, but the big town is about an hour and 15 minutes away, and it has, you know, more of the cheaper gas, cheaper groceries, you know, Walmarts, that kind of thing. So you really got to think about it. You know, if you run out of milk, you might want to check the cupboard and see, hey, do I need anything else? Am I going to run out of anything else in the next few days, week, whatever? If you need a lot of stuff, then drive that hour and 15 minutes and do a big shop. Like we'll spend $400 or $500 at Walmart just to stock up on stuff, so we don't have to keep going back. Mm-hmm. That might be something, being on grid near a big city, you might take that for granted because, you know, you have the convenience of just going down to the store. You know, if you forgot something, oh geez, I gotta go out, I'll be back in 5 minutes kind of thing. Well, it's not the case here. All right, number 5 of things you might take for granted when you're on grid. This is probably my biggest pet peeve, okay? Internet. It is so slow here. Not for regular stuff, like we can watch YouTube, we can watch movies, I can work just fine from here. The only thing I have a problem with is uploading my videos. Let's say I go to bed and I push the, you know, upload. It might still be trying to upload by the next morning. So yeah, when we lived down south, we had 5 internet. I could upload a video sometimes in 10 minutes, not even. We tried Starlink once, but we just have too many trees at the north side of the property. But maybe coming soon, we might try the Starlink again in a different part of the property. All right, number 6, last thing I think on my list right now of things you might be taking for granted living on grid is the need to be careful.
Yeah, really, emergency services are pretty far away.
He needs to work on this.
I'm
going to show you an example of why he needs to work on this. But anyway, yeah, the nearest hospital.
I'm just worried about people cutting themselves.
I think for us is about 45 minutes away. And it's not a great hospital. The nearest good hospital is about an hour and 15 minutes away. So yeah, if something happens out here, you're not going to get help fast enough. So, you know, be careful. And as my puppy is biting me, I need to mention he did get sick a little while ago and we had to take him to the vet. Fortunately, it wasn't serious, but you know, those are things we got to think about. We got to be careful what he gets into. And yeah, just things you got to think about. An ambulance could come to your home in 5 minutes down south. Up here, you got a lot longer to wait.
When you're on our property out back, there's no cell service.
No, there's
when you're on Crown land, there's no cell service. So you just got to watch yourself.
Yeah. So guys, be careful. I hope this helped everybody. I hope our little examples in between, you know, helped you, maybe made you laugh a little bit. Stay tuned for lots more coming. We're, you know, building all the time. Always got projects on the go. So we like the support. And if this did help you, give it a thumbs up. You know, consider subscribing, maybe share with a friend, and hope to see you soon.